stab at comedy with
an insider look at Hofstra improv group Ambiguity,
and a special performance with the president of Hofstra.
All that and more happening at and around Hofstra today. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Hofstra Today. I'm Marissa Santarelli.
And I'm Ryan Yee.
Ryan, we're featuring a lot of comedy today.
We are.
So who's your favorite comedian?
It's a tough question. I mean, there's so many big ones. You talk about Kevin Hart, but I think I'm going to go with Jeff Dunham. He's a ventriloquist. He's really good with the puppets. He gets me to laugh every single time.
I don't like puppets.
Oh.
but I think my favorite comedian is Fluffy. Do you know him?
I do. He is, he's really good.
Yeah, his comedy is like super down to earth. He's like a family man. He's super humble, but his like comedy is super appropriate and like really, really funny. So I'm a huge fan of his.
Absolutely. So what better time to bring some laughter to the Hofstra students at a time where they're all going through the school grind. So let's get right into the news.
Yeah.
Before we begin today's show, here's an update from Newsday on one of our stories from 2 weeks ago. Courtney Adama interviewed Keith Bush, a man who was incarcerated on a murder charge for 33 years before his conviction was overturned this past May. Now Bush, who is 62, is suing Suffolk County for false arrest, malicious prosecution, and alleged wrongdoing by law enforcement. The civil suit does not request a specific amount of money, but experts say Bush could win more than $30 million in damages.
In 2018, advocates tracked at least 26 deaths of transgender or gender nonconforming people in the U.S. Today, November 20th, is Transgender Day of Remembrance. This day is for remembering all of those lost to anti-transgender violence. Join the Office of Intercultural Engagement and Inclusion in the Multipurpose Room East in the Student Center for this somber memorial tonight from 5:30 to 7 p.m.
The Center for Race, Culture, and Social Justice presents the Distinguished African Scholars and Writers Series, which features scholarship and writings on Africa produced by African scholars. The featured scholar is Dr. Alain Lavo-Sukem from Cameroon, West Africa, who is a widely published scholar and creative writer. Lavo-Sukem will hold 4 public lectures in his time here at Hofstra, 2 today and 2 tomorrow. Today's lectures will take place at 2:55 and 4:30 in the Cultural Center Theater. The first lecture on Thursday will begin at 12:45 in Roosevelt 203, and the second is at 4:30 in Roosevelt 102.
Are you interested in becoming a teacher? Hofstra School of Education is offering a broad spectrum of graduate programs that prepare recent college grads and career changers for New York State teacher certification. Additionally, Dean of Graduate Admission Monica Florio will give a presentation on areas of study for first-time teacher preparation. The event will take place on Wednesday, December 11th at 6 p.m. in the Admission Center in Vernon Hall. Hofstra students can RSVP online.
The Center for Entrepreneurs, HIP, and EdTech are offering students the unique opportunity to learn how to 3D print. Head to the Idea Hub and learn to create a file on your laptop that you can 3D print yourself. While your creations are printing, pizza will be served. This free event will take place on Friday, December 6th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
As the semester comes to a close, a new set of graduates are preparing to become Hofstra alumni. These mid-year graduates may pick up their graduation attire on December 11th or 12th between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. in the Student Center Plaza rooms. For those that can't make it on these days, pickup will also be available an hour before the ceremony on December 19th in the Physical Education Building. We wish all of these graduates the best in their future endeavors.
Coming up, we'll get up to speed with the national news from Margaret Engel. Now on to national news with our anchor, Margaret Engel.
Thanks, Ryan. Hearings of the impeachment inquiry into President Trump began last week in Washington. 4 House committees have sat in on closed door and public hearings from key witnesses involved in the case. Trump is currently being investigated for allegedly bribing Ukrainian officials in exchange for information about political opponents. The polarizing impeachment inquiry has also highlighted the partisan divide within Congress. Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing in this case. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi said that congressional officials are still unsure if they will pursue legal actions against the president. On Monday, the White House announced that they will no longer uphold that Israel is violating international law regarding occupation of the West Bank. The decision, which was announced by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, has been declared a victory by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The European Union condemned this decision, saying President Trump is compromising international law for political power in the upcoming presidential election. Israel and Palestine have debated over who has the legal rights to the land for decades. No further peace talks regarding the region have been announced. Hundreds of protesters stormed the Hong Kong Polytechnic Institute on Sunday as part of an anti-government demonstration. Sunday's protests were some of the most intense since the region began demonstrating 5 months ago. Tensions rose following the proposition of an extradition bill that would allow crimes that occur in Hong Kong to be tried in mainland China. While the bill has since been removed from the docket, political protests have continued over the rights of Hong Kong. Sunday's protesters used handmade napalm, improvised weaponry, and at least one slingshot against police. While the situation has been de-escalated, political unrest continues. With National News, I'm Margaret Engel. Back to you, Ryan and Marissa.
Thanks, Margaret. Our reporter Paige Strout took a trip to the Czar Business School to sit in on an important panel discussing Me Too in the workplace. Let's see what people had to say.
We're here at the Frank G. Zarb School of Business to attend an event on the interdisciplinary exploration of the Me Too movement. We spoke to both panelists and students about their perspective on the Me Too movement.
The current Me Too movement acknowledges the pervasiveness of sexual assault and the systemic conspiracy of silence and blaming of victims that furthers this phenomenon.
But the discussions that have come forth have actually riled a lot of people up in a way that I personally didn't expect to. In some sense, some of them have felt violated again, even though it's a support movement.
And we know that that matters because that's what creates, right, an opportunity for everyone to feel safe at work. And we want everyone to be the most productive they can be. That only happens when they feel that they're safe.
But in late spring or early summer, I thought to myself, Hofstra really hasn't talked about Me Too, and so I thought it would be a good idea to do it. I thought it would be fun and interesting and worthwhile to people, and I wanted to make it not just in the business school. I thought it would be good and more powerful to have it interdisciplinary.
So we came here with Dr. Merle's Intro to Women's Studies class, and it's really important to have these sorts of dialogues outside of a women's studies context because sexual assault happens everywhere, and it's important to be literate about these kinds of issues and how to combat that.
We have layers and layers of experience that we're talking about, and it's not simple. I hope that we'll just keep all of that complexity in mind when we're talking about these issues.
I just feel this is an important time as a nation, as a world, where we need to stand up and recognize the Me Too movement and just sexual assault for what it really is and how it's affected so many people. We really need more people like this to just speak out.
Thank you to the Zarb Women in Business for hosting this inspiring event. I'm Paige Strout with Hofstra Today. Back to Marissa and Ryan in the studio.
Wow, what an amazing event. And I think it's awesome that they're hosting a panel where they can use this platform to talk about important issues like this and give students a voice and encourage them to actually talk about these issues.
Yes, first time they've done something like that here at Hofstra, so it's really great to see the progression they're making and really doing this for the students.
Yeah, what an awesome event. And still to come on Hofstra Today, William Faber is in Studio B to talk all things comedy, followed by your local weather forecast from Leah Lane.
For our in-studio interview, we have Club President William Faber here to talk about Ha Ha Hofstra, a club on campus for aspiring comedians and comedy writers. Let's learn more.
Hi everyone, this is William Faber. Hi, President of the Ha Ha Hofstra Club.
Thank
you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, how many students are a part of Ha Ha Hofstra?
It varies. It depends on how many people actually show up to the meeting, but we have about 15 to 20 regular members coming up.
Awesome. And so what are your meetings like?
Our meetings are workshop heavy because students will bring in pieces that they're working on, like 1 to 2 minutes of stand-up. We mostly focus on stand-up, but I'm open and always supportive of people who want to do something a little more offbeat. We've had people do PowerPoints. One show last semester, I dressed up in a costume and performed this character, Salvio Pemberton, who's a royal advisor, and he did a PowerPoint on how to gain political power in like the middle centuries. So I'm always open to weird stuff, weird ideas.
Yeah, I love that. That sounds so fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So how has this club kind of encouraged your a career as a comedian or performer to grow?
It's been absolutely fantastic. Connected me with a lot of people when I first came. I started coming like right off the bat, just as a student, but then moving on, I was able to, become an e-board member and learn a lot of leadership skills that way. But the space that I was given to do whatever I thought was funny, and I was able to write my own material, perform my own material exactly how I wanted it done. It helped me grow as a comedian faster than anything else on campus. It's just been so effective and helpful for my growth.
That's amazing. So for students that want to join, does this really help sharpen your skills as a comedian?
Yeah, it's basically just about getting up on, it's mostly about getting over the anxiety that people get of public speaking. I think a lot of people come because they have anxiety about speaking and they want to learn to get over that while also learning how to make people laugh. And that's what we do, is we try our best to help people, be themselves on stage and not do like a caricature of like some other stand-up comedian that they really like, but actually find what's funny about themselves, what is funny about their perspective and their point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. So what can we expect to see on the next show?
Next show, you can expect to see a huge range of comedians and styles. We have some people who are very bombastic and come on stage with a whole lot of energy. And then we have people that you wouldn't expect to even be interested in stand-up, doing very quiet, very subtle jokes. And so that's what I love about it, is that the range that you can find at Hofstra among the students of people who have very specific things they find funny and they bring it to the stage, and I think they're absolutely hilarious.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for talking to us.
It was a pleasure.
Great. So, Dr. Ryan.
Now on to Leah Lane with this week's forecast.
Thank you so much. Now let's take a look at today's weather forecast. We can expect lots of clouds today and only a sneak peek of sun with a high temperature of 45 degrees and a low of 35 degrees. It will be breezy with winds reaching about 15 miles per hour on Thursday. Thursday brings the sun with just a few clouds, so keep those jackets out as the temperature high will be 50 degrees before dropping to that low of 43 degrees. Winds will stay strong at 15 miles per hour, but let's see how the rest of the week will play out here in Hempstead. So get ready for some showers on Friday, as there's a 40% chance of rain. The high temperature will be 57 degrees before dropping down to a low of 32 degrees. The winds will pick right back up to 20 miles per hour on Friday night, but will be slowing down on Saturday to 10 miles per hour. However, the rain is here to stay with a 50% chance of rain. Saturday has a high temperature of 43 degrees and a low of 37 degrees. Heading into our Thanksgiving break, Sunday brings more showers with a 60% chance of rain and winds at 10 miles per hour. We can expect a high of 43 degrees and a low of 33 degrees. That's all for your 5-day weather forecast. I'm Leah Lane. Have a weatherful day. And back to you, Ryan and Marissa.
Stick around for an in-studio performance from Ha Ha Hofstra's club president, William Faber.
Now to William Faber, president of Ha Ha Hofstra, performing stand-up.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for having me. I'm William Faber. Now, before I can really get into my set, I feel like you might need some context about me as a person. And there are really 3 things you have to know about me for my jokes to make sense. First thing you need to know is that I'm bisexual, which means that I'm in love with every woman I've ever seen, and one guy in my class who's very mean to me, but that is why I love him. My parents don't know I'm bisexual. I thought this would be a fun way to clue them in. But, one time I went up to my dad with my cuffed pants and some no-show socks, and he told me that I looked very European, which I thought was a fun way to say, has health care. The second thing you really have to know about me is that I'm invincible. I cannot die. But just like Superman is invincible, I also have my weaknesses. It's not kryptonite, but I've got 5 things that can hurt me. Number 1, guns. Guns can hurt me. Specifically bullets, but it's really the whole package that'll do it. Nerf guns, though, not a problem. They just bounce right off. 2, knives, plastic knives, butter knives, they're not a problem, but steak knives will pierce my skin, and I want them nowhere near me. 3rd is disease. If I get sick, I can just go to a doctor. No harm done. But Ebola is very scary, and I want no part of it. 4th is words. Words can hurt me. 99% of words don't do any damage. But it's really when you string them together and form sentences and they're spoken by my father, those will do some damage. 5th and finally is you. You can probably hurt me. The best I've ever done in a fight was a tie, so your odds are pretty good. I'm generally helpless if you just get a swing in while I'm not looking. That'll probably cause me some pain. And the last thing you need to know is what my therapist said to me after our first session. I brought in 2 full pages full of problems that I wanted to address, and after I read them all out, she paused and said, "Okay, at a minimum, you have anxiety," which is the funniest thing she could have said to me in that situation. That's like seeing King Kong rampage through the streets of New York and going, "Okay, at a minimum, that's a primate. But I think there's something else going on there." All right, you've got all the context, so I'm going to start my... And that's all the time we have? That's all the time? Okay, that's my set. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, man. That was
That was
absolutely
great.
fantastic, man. You had me laughing all there. Where can I see more of you? It was great.
This Friday, November 22nd, in the Cultural Center Theater, Hofstra is having its final performance of the semester. Doors open at 8:30 and the show starts at 8:45.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, William. That really had
Yeah,
fun.
can't wait to see it. Awesome. So Laramie Knox is this week's Man on the Street, asking people about their shopping preferences and when it comes to holiday season. Take a look.
On this rainy day, we stayed inside the Lawrence Herbert School of Communications to ask students their opinion on Black Friday versus Cyber Monday deals.
So I've been a shopper and I've also worked retail on Black Friday. Both are nightmares.
I haven't ever participated in that. One year I had plans to and they kind of just fell through, so no, I haven't participated in either.
I have participated in both, but I think at the end of the day I prefer Cyber Monday because I get very tired while shopping. So usually by like the second hour I'm done, and a lot of people take Black Friday to spend all day at the mall or department stores. And I just feel like I've done better on deals for Cyber Monday.
Lately, like these past couple years, I haven't been because I've been in college, so it's like really hard to like even. But like, do I max out my credit card sometimes? Yeah.
I always prefer to shop in store just because I like to see what I'm buying versus just like buying it online. I don't know. I'm just not very into online shopping, so I prefer to just go to a mall and like go in stores and stuff.
I haven't really thought much about it. Amazon's always a good option just because I don't always have time to go to a store to find something, but Target is also pretty good.
Definitely online. I love online shopping.
You heard it here first. Even with big retailers like Amazon, Cyber Monday deals still reign supreme. This is Laramie Knox with Hofstra Today. Back to you in Studio B.
I always love Man on the Street.
Yeah, it's always
That was
great to hear
awesome.
the insight of the students here at Hofstra. It's always good to see their thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, and
there.
how they're gearing up for this holiday season.
Yeah, should be great to see.
Yeah.
Now to Max Sacco updating us on all things sports.
Thanks, Ryan. The Hofstra women's soccer team is on to the next round of the NCAA tournament after their 1-0 victory at home against Loyola Chicago Saturday afternoon. Junior Sabrina Bryan scored the game-winning goal in overtime, securing a victory for the Pride in front of the home crowd. Hofstra ended Loyola's 12-match winning streak while extending their own undefeated streak to 16 games with a record of 16-3-2. The Pride will now look ahead to Friday, November 22nd, when they take on the top-seeded Stanford University at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Hofstra wrestling team finished 7th with 29 total team points at the Army West Point Black Knight Invitational at Crystal Arena Sunday afternoon. Tournament host Army won the contest with a total of 140 points, while Penn State finished second with 127.5 points, and Central Michigan came in third with 107.5 points. The Pride will return to the mat on Thursday, November 21st, when they host the Air Force Falcons at the David S. Mack Sports and Exhibition Complex. The match will start at 7 p.m. The volleyball team dropped their regular season finale in 5 sets to the University of Delaware on Sunday afternoon at the David S. Mack Center. Hofstra now falls to 17-11 on the season and 10-6 in CAA play. Laura Mishulo had 23 kills on the evening, and Louisa Sidlick added 55 assists in the loss. Madeline Matheny stepped up big for the Pride and set a new career high with 12 kills in the contest, while Sana Maring had a season high of 12 kills as well. The two schools will face off again on Friday at 7 p.m. for the first round of the CAA tournament, where Hofstra is seeded 3rd and Delaware 6th. The winner of this match will then face number 2 seeded James Madison University Dukes. All games will be played at the David S. Mack Physical Education Center. That's the latest in sports news. I'm Max Sacco. Marissa, Ryan, back to you.
Don't go anywhere because after the break, Jordan Chacon will hit us with the entertainment news.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
we're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Let's hand it over to Jordan Chacon for all things entertainment here at Hofstra.
The Hofstra Jazz Ensemble will be performing By Virtue of the Blues under the direction of music professor David Lalama. This presentation is a collaboration between the Hofstra Music Department and the Hofstra Cultural Center's Legacy Series. The concert will be at 7 p.m. on Sunday, November 24th in the Fortunoff Theater. Looking for plans to kick off your weekend? Come on down to the Adams Playhouse for the Fall Dance Concert, presented by the talented choreographers in Hofstra's Department of Drama and Dance. You won't want to miss out on seeing faculty choreographers and featured special guests. The concert starts at 8 p.m. on November 21st through the 23rd and at 2 p.m. on November 23rd and 24th. The Hofstra Music Department presents its annual winter concert. Groups performing include the University Choir and the Chamber Orchestra, playing music that ranges from classical to contemporary to spiritual. Come down to the Adams Playhouse and support your fellow students on Tuesday, December 3rd at 8 p.m. The Student Rep, a Festival of Student Works, is a Hofstra Department of Drama and Dance presentation where students will be acting, directing, and dancing over the course of 4 days. Performances start on Friday, December 6th and will run at 7 p.m. in the Black Box Theater each day until Monday, December 9th. Everyone with the Hofstra ID gets 2 free tickets, and additional tickets can be purchased online or at the Hofstra box office. That's all for this week's entertainment news. I'm Jordan Chacon. Ambiguity is another entertainment-based club on campus, specifically an improv. Our anchors Ty Dalrymple, Gabe James, Amdalata Jassa, Jordan Chacon, and Max Coven put their improv skills to the test. Let's see how they did.
Today we are here at the improv group, Ambiguity. Our anchors had the opportunity to learn some improv skills. Let's go take a peek inside the rehearsal.
I am the Vice President of Ambiguity and one of the longest running members of the club. Our club is an open to all improv group where we accept all types of people from all types of backgrounds, whether you've had experience in improv or not, it doesn't matter. We focus on teaching the basics of improv and really pushing people to have fun and get out of their comfort zone and learn to perform in front of a big group of people.
And can you just tell me what the improv process is like for a new person like our anchors today who had an opportunity to rehearse with you guys?
Sure. So a lot of the times we're focusing on teaching skills like A to C. So for example, word association, you would take a suggestion from the audience for pretty much every kind of scene you're going to do, and you're going to take that suggestion and A to C it. We also focus on concepts such as yes and, which is taking an idea that's given to you and just running with it instead of saying no, taking that concept and really pushing it forward.
What type of students do you guys receive in your Ambiguity Club?
It is all types of students. We have people that are in the law school and the med school who are graduate students. We have people, I'm a TV student. We have people who are drama students. We have people who are bio students. It doesn't matter. It's just, it doesn't matter if you have done improv before. It doesn't matter what you study. It doesn't matter even if you're good at it. You can be terrible at it and we still want you to come back because that's how you get better, and that's all a part of the fun as well.
It's all just water at that point. I spilled a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, beers. Woo! All right, see you later, guys. I'm gonna go yell at my wife.
Thank you again to the club, Ambiguity, for having us at their rehearsal. Jordan, Ty, Gabe, Amdala, and I learned a lot. This is Max Coven with Hofstra Today. Back to you in Studio B.
Guys, that looked like a awesome experience. You guys look like you had so much fun there.
Yeah.
You know, what was the experience like for you?
I thought it was really fun. I mean, I learned a lot of different improv skills that I can use like here on Hofstra Today, but I also laughed a lot, which was very necessary.
I love that. We wish we could have been there.
We missed
and
out.
It was so
We missed
much fun. So have you done improv before? This was your first time?
I did a little bit of improv in high school, but I mainly like watched our comedy improv. It was really fun. I loved being a part of the audience and calling out a bunch of ideas and then seeing them do it on the stage. But yeah, being a part of that package was really fun.
That sounds so much fun. I like that we're doing more stuff like this.
No, it looked incredibly fun. I wish we could have been there once again. So that will do it for this show. Thanks for everyone who joined us for today for our last show of 2019. We'll be back next semester with more Hofstra Today. Be sure to follow us at Hofstra Today on Twitter, Instagram, and like us on Facebook. We will see you next time and have a great rest of your day.